So welcome back everybody to Boring Build Friday. Today, hopefully I have a build for you that will get me out of the boring category. It's a build I've looked forward to for a very long time, and it's no supercar, but hopefully when it's done, it'll be a better than average car. So let's check it out, see what we got. I mean, it is a Ford. What'd you expect? So here is our build. It's a 1965 Mustang convertible. It has an inline 6-cylinder with about as much horsepower as your average lawnmower. It also has a 3-speed manual transmission for maximum driver control over that double-digit horsepower. It's probably the ugliest shade of dull faded maroon available. Sorry if that's your favorite color, but it's not mine, so it's gotta go. I'm not sure if that's the original color because it has been repainted over the application of generous amounts of Bondo. Every panel has dents and dings, and there isn't a gap on the car that could be considered even close to correct. The engine has more fluids outside than in, and the clutch chatters something fierce no matter how slow you let it out. So the interior is in decent shape, save for a couple cracks here and there in the seats and the top of the dash. But it'll be acceptable for now. It is going to be a daily driver. So we'll replace it a couple years down the road when it's really starting to look bad. The top's in good condition and it works. It looks like it was replaced recently. The back window's clear. So that'll save me a little money in the long run. So you're probably wondering why I picked a car that's such a mess? Well, I like a challenge. But all of its issues aside, for a 55-year-old car, it's not in bad shape. The frame is solid with no rust, and a couple of dings and dents don't bother me. The engine and trans were going to get replaced anyway, so I don't really care about the mechanical problems. I want to build a car that can be daily driven, that's comfortable and reliable. Well, as reliable as it can be. I mean, it is a Ford after all. I'm not looking to build a 10-second car. I'm not going to race wars here. But I do want something with a little more performance than this thing. So to accomplish our goal and build the car we need, I bought a parts car that has almost everything we need. Let's take a look at it. So this is a 2015 Mustang GT with the performance package. It has the 5-liter Coyote engine and a 6-speed manual trans. It has 51,999 miles. Wait, does it bother anyone else that it's that close to 52,000? Maybe we need to take a test drive and, check the condition of the drivetrain. Let's go. Okay, so our Mustang has 52,001 mile. Sorry for everyone with OCD, I got a little carried away. It runs, it drives, and as you can see, it's a lot of fun. And it's a parts car because the body shop decided to strip it and not fix it. So just before its visit to the body shop, it received a guardrail tattoo. So it needed everything down the left side. Quarter panel, fender, door. Needs a little suspension in the back. Couple wheels, some tires. Definitely needs some tires now. There was a little damage on the passenger side, on the fender. There's a little damage on the apron. The frame rails are all where they belong. Probably needed a radiator support. No airbags went off. I'd assume it needed maybe some headlights and maybe some bumpers, but they pulled everything off and you're looking at it exactly how I got it. Now, the damage doesn't really make this car a total, but maybe the inner quarter is what scared the shop away and they totaled it. They kept all the parts, probably sold them on eBay. To put all those parts back on, the hood, the seats, the interior trim, taillights, everything that's missing that probably wasn't damaged, makes this build cost more than it's worth, in addition to fixing everything that was from the accident. So, it became a perfect parts car. I still have some leftover parts. Maybe I'll have to build another Mustang, but I'm getting ahead of myself. One Ford at a time. So now that you know a little bit about both of our ponies, let's talk about the master plan in very simple terms. Step one, taking the drivetrain out of the 2015 and putting it in the 1965. Now, I want to use as much of the 2015 as I can because, like I said, this is going to be a daily driver, 10 to 15,000 miles a year, and I don't know where it's going to end up. But I do know I want it to be serviceable by any technician and have parts readily available. If I can keep as much of the factory stuff as possible, any Ford tech can do it. I'd also like to keep as much of the technology goodies as I can. Variable assist power steering, push button start, AC, cruise control, launch control, why not? Even the sync system, if I can. I don't know if that's going to work out, but we'll find out. Once all that's done, it's on to step two. So step two is upgrading the suspension and brakes. This thing has four-wheel drum, and it is not going to stop our new 5-liter. We're going to have to put some new brakes on it. We got some Brembos on the front of this thing, and we'll see if we can make them fit. We also need to get the suspension out of 1965, because it's horrible. So after our drivetrain is done and our suspension and brakes are done, it's onto the body. Fixing all the dents on our panels, aligning all our panels, maybe updating it a little bit, and painting it up. Then, you'll be ready for the road. Like I said, this was the very simple master plan. There are going to be a whole lot of steps in between. So the first step is 60% of the total build as far as time and struggle. This is not a 4-day swap like the Silverado cab we just did. Link's up there for context if you're new. I'm going to do this build in my free time around my other builds. So you're going to see it sporadically. Now would be a good time to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss anything on the Mustang. If a notification pops up and it's not the Mustang, don't watch. I know my boring builds aren't for everyone. So this is going to be a very long build, but I'm super excited to work on it. And you could probably tell because I'm using my excited monotone voice. And I'm hoping that excitement carries me through to the end. If not, I'm going to end up with one of those basket cases on Craigslist that nobody wants to put back together, including me. Let's hope it doesn't get to that point. I know you're tired of me talking, so let's do a little work. The only work I've done since we got these cars. Let's take them off the trailer. As much as I would have liked to take a road trip to go pick up the 65 Mustang in Oregon, I really didn't have the time, so I had to have it shipped. And in true Ford fashion, we start off this build by pushing the car off the trailer. I can't blame Ford. The driver was scared of the chattering clutch. No problem. We'll swap in 2 extra cylinders, 3 more speeds, and that should solve all our problems. All right, off the trailer.
Can't get in.
Your turn. There you go, another successfully unloaded trailer by the afternoon crew. This time with less screaming. Now that she's conquered that fear, maybe we can get her to do some donuts for the next video. Another win for the clean freaks today, although a huge loss for the safety experts. Safety kind of went out the window on the test drive. So I'm not sure how long this build is going to take, but I'm sure some of you detectives have already figured out I've had these cars for a few months, since all the outside stuff was filmed in the middle of summer, and it is now December, and there's snow on the ground. Now I'm ready to work on it, and it's time for me to let you guys in on my little secret. I am a closet Ford fan. But over the last few months, stuff was still getting accomplished on it. I was getting my schedule cleared, making some space, and doing a little bit of research to overcome some of the obstacles that I might encounter. And the first one is getting this square peg in this round hole. The 5 liter is a lot wider than the engine bay in our 65, so we're going to have to do a little customizing. They do make frame rails, aprons, and strut towers that will allow me to have extra room, but those cost money, and as you guys know, I'm poor. We'll see if we can do it a different way. So like this video if you're happy I'm finally working on a Ford. Share it if you want to show the world that you've converted me over to the dark side. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Oh yeah, subscribe to see the rest of this thing. Hopefully. I mean, it is a Ford. What'd you expect?